beautiful. Hi, beautiful. Oh, you're pretty. You're a pretty lady. Are you a pretty lady? Hello from myself and Mrs. Effie, who is the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm doing an update video today because it's been a while since we spoke about Effie and I get questions every single day about her. If you're new to my channel or you don't know the story, I adopted Effie from Greece. She is a little Greek street dog and I have had quite the journey with her.
Oh, there's little Effie. I'm so happy. I know it looks like I'm like crazy, but it's just so emotional. She's so perfect. She's so sweet. Oh, Effie.
In a couple of weeks, it will be her 5th birthday, which honestly I cannot believe because I got her when she was 6 months old. So I just want to do a video and tell you about my journey, and maybe it's going to help some of you who have adopted a dog recently or are thinking of adopting a dog from abroad. This video is very kindly sponsored by Talescom, which is Effie's favorite dog food, and she's been eating it since she was a little puppy, haven't you? I'll get more into that later, but let's first start with some overall questions. What breed is Effie? She's just like on her back getting pets. Effie is, I think, part Kokoni, which is a Greek dog, I believe. She's part Kokoni, and I think she must be part Golden Retriever because she's too big to be just a Kokoni, but obviously she's quite small. She's a medium-sized dog. So I think that's what she is, but I'm not entirely sure, but she is very, very cute. Like I said, she's going to be 5. I honestly can't believe it. It feels like yesterday that I got her. Sorry, I think my camera's a little bit crooked here. Come here, darling. Come here, yes, we're talking about you. Come on. Before I adopted Effie, I had the most beautiful greyhound named Reggie. He was the love of my life, and I didn't think I could go on after having lost him. But it really is amazing that your heart can grow and you can love another little creature just as much in a different way. So I adopted Effie when she was 6 months old from Greece. Because I had a greyhound, I sort of knew what it was like to adopt a dog, but every dog is different, and Effie really was a different case. She is incredibly nervous, and from the very minute I held her in my arms, I could tell that she was scared, and I just sort of assumed that everything was gonna be fine in a few weeks and she would get used to me and like she would become like a normal dog, which I've now learned there's no such thing. Effie didn't sort of get confident for quite a long time, and she's still not the most confident dog. For context, in the beginning she was literally terrified of people, and I don't mean that lightly. Like, she would hide under things, run away. I couldn't walk her outside because she would just like be shaking and trembling anytime a person would walk past. Obviously I don't know what happened in her 6 months in Greece, but all I knew is that she was really quite nervous. I was just at a loss as to what I could do about her confidence, and I am not kidding you when I say that I had maybe 6 dog behaviorists, a dog psychiatrist. I got a dog Reiki healer involved. She's had acupuncture. Like, I have tried everything, but really, as annoying as this sounds if you're going through it, it does just take time. And over time, we built up an incredible bond. I am definitely her mother. I know people think that's weird when other people say that about their dogs, but like, I am her mom. She really counts on me and relies on me to keep her safe. And that is one big lesson I have learned over the past 4.5 years, is like, I am her advocate and I always need to do what's best for her. And yes, I want to like take her to the pub and be out in the middle of, you know, a busy park with her, but that's not what is going to be best for her. So I've really learned to adjust, and I've become a much more patient person because of her. I could cry talking about all the lessons I've learned through Effie, but yeah, it definitely wasn't the dog I thought I was going to get. When I adopted Effie, I thought, I just want an easy dog that I can take everywhere with me. definitely didn't happen. So is she feeling brave these days? Yeah, I think she is feeling a lot better, and I'm so in tune with her emotions, which sounds kind of crazy, but like I can look at her and know what she's feeling. She has started taking medication. She takes something called fluoxetine. After like 2 years of really trying to get her confidence up with treats and training, it just became very apparent that she was not going to get there on her own. Almost every dog behaviorist that I saw said that Effie was one of the most fearful dogs they've ever seen, because she really, like, she seriously was. This was no joke, and it was just becoming really difficult for me to manage, and it was also becoming like stressful for her. Like, she doesn't want to live like that. You want to have a good time. Yes, you do. Now, like, if I have people over, like a couple of friends or something, she won't hide, but she will stay very far away and just watch them. But that's all huge progress from the little girl she was before, where she couldn't even be in the same room. Any tips on how to help a fearful dog who is also a stray rescue? Trust me when I say I've been there. I've done everything. I think for me, the best thing that I learned, actually this can apply to humans as well, it's the sink analogy. So we all have a sink. Think of a bathroom sink, and if you turned the water on, eventually it would get full and it would overflow. And every little thing that happens throughout the day is adding or detracting from the sink being full. So for instance, if she goes on a walk in the morning and there's this scary garbage truck being super loud, that's gonna fill up her sink. If there are kids screaming at the school across the road, she's gonna get some water added to that sink and it's gonna start getting full and full and full. Then she's gonna stay at home for like 2 or 3 hours. She's gonna decompress. That might let off a little bit of steam, and so on and so forth. I typically know when Effie's sink is full, and when enough is enough, I take her out of any sort of stressful situation, and I'll say that that really helped me sort of understand Effie, because every little thing is a big thing to her. Even if I make a piece of toast and the toast pops up and she's not expecting it, which she never is, she goes like, oh my God, she'll like run around. So every little thing means something to her, and she is truly the most sensitive little creature. I could cry. I literally love this little baby so much. So yes, the sink analogy really helped me. I would say like getting a dog behaviorist was also super helpful to just give me some specific tips and tricks that I should do. And another thing that really helped me with Effie was taking her on something called a decompression walk. So that's basically where you take your dog out of the city, if you live in the city, and take them to a forest or something, and that's where she can really decompress. And we're actually going to a forest later on today. So I honestly think that Effie was brought into my life to help me decompress, and although in the beginning it was the hardest thing I have ever done because it was not a straightforward journey, I think actually she's taught me so many lessons on my own internal sink. Okay, let's talk about Effie's eating habits, because unlike most dogs, she is not motivated by food, which is a really difficult thing because you cannot train her with food. And she's actually a very picky eater. So when I say that Talescom is her favorite food, I am telling you, it's the food that she loves. Talescom believes that there's no such thing as an average dog, so there should be no such thing as an average dog food. And that couldn't be more true for Effie's story. There is nothing average about this lady. Talescom pioneered different food for each dog, which is 100% tailored to your dog's breed, age, lifestyle, and taste buds. And each recipe is personal. They can actually make up to 1 million different combinations. So you know that when you fill this whole thing out, you're getting something specific to your dog. The food is backed by science, and your Talescom order comes with a personalized meal plan. Because she is super anxious, it means that I can't take her on loads of long walks throughout the regular work week. So I really needed her portions to reflect her lifestyle. And your Talescom order comes with a personalized meal plan and a portion control scoop, so you know exactly how much to give your dog. Another thing I love about it is the flexible subscription service. Can I get an amen for flexible? You can pause, skip, or cancel at any time. And with the subscription, you never run out of dog food. And your dog gets to try out tailored food, treats. You can even get your poo bags on there. And it all gets delivered to your door every single month. Let me show you how excited Miss Effie gets to have her dinner. She does the cutest little jump, which I'm gonna try to get on camera. Just roll the clip.
I know, you're starving.
You want this? As you can see, she is a very happy girl when it comes to her dinner. She truly loves the food, and Tales.com also has an excellent rating on Trustpilot. So all of that doesn't lie. It is genuinely a great service. Okay, back to some questions. One question I have is, does she have separation anxiety? Yes and no. If she's at home and I go out, that's totally fine. She's fine with that. But if we're in a new environment, say I go to like an Airbnb or something with her in the countryside and I have to pop out to get some groceries, she's gonna have a problem with that. Yes, she is. But if she's home and she's comfortable, she's fine. One thing I did get her about a year ago is a crate. I did not originally crate train Effie because she was so scared. Like, it just didn't feel like the right thing to do. But now that she's older, she has really come to love this crate, which I honestly couldn't believe. But I have heard from behaviorists and things that they feel quite safe in a crate. So I have a little crate for her. I put a blanket over it. There's a really soft bed. She's got her water in there, and she just goes in there and sleeps. And she knows that when she's in the crate, she's just gonna be in the crate for a little while, and she's totally fine. She just sleeps the whole time. The answer to separation anxiety is yes and no. But to be honest, I'm with her a lot of the time. Like, I don't often leave her, and if I travel, somebody's usually watching her, so I don't leave her alone for extended periods of time. Another question I got asked is about doggy daycare. That felt like a far off dream for me when I first got Mrs. Effie, but she now goes to a doggy daycare. They pick her up in the morning. I'm not gonna lie, she is scared. They put her in the van. I almost cry every single time because I'm like, my baby. But then she goes to doggy daycare, which is off in the middle of the forest somewhere, and she hangs out with her little friends. And I get photo updates every single day after lunch of her basically having the best time. They make me so happy. I'm usually out like at a meeting or something, and I'll check my email. I'll be like, can you just hold that thought, because my dog, I just got an email from my dog. And they're so cute. And I have to say, she goes about once a week now. I'm sorry, I'm like literally crying. And it has boosted her confidence so much. I think for her, now that she's at the stage where she's ready to kind of like be around other dogs, it just helps with that pack mentality, and it's made her such a brave girl. So I'm really pleased that I can now send her there and she can feel comfortable, and she's kind of out in the countryside, so she feels, you know, safe and everything. So yeah, she started going to doggy daycare. My little baby girl's growing up. It's so cute. Oh my God, girl, get a grip. What tricks does Effie know? Well, she only knows one trick, and that is sit. And the only reason she knows that is because my friend Amelia came over with Duke, rest in power, baby Duke. And Duke actually taught Effie to sit. So Amelia got Duke to sit, and then she got Effie to sit, and I think Effie just, you know, thought Duke was super cool, and she started to sit. So yeah, Amelia and Duke taught her to sit, and it's so cute when she sits because it's like the only thing she knows, so she feels like really proud, I think, when she does it. And sometimes if you have a treat in your hand, you don't even need to say the word sit, she just sits. It's so cute. What is Effie's favorite toy at the moment? Well, it's actually funny because she's been obsessed with these dog toys that Rare Beauty sent as part of like a press package. And I think one's like a lip gloss, one's a mascara, and they're the coolest toys, like coolest toys for dogs. I don't know if you can buy them or what, but yeah, she's been obsessed with those. Do I see Effie getting a sibling in the future? No, absolutely not. It is a lot of work to have a dog. Okay, it is a lot of work. Every single day, I walk her 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening. On the weekends, sometimes even during the week as well, I drive about 45 minutes to take her to the forest to do a decompression walk. I have to feed her. I have to bathe her. I have to make sure she's got her medication. I have to make sure her nails are clipped. I brush her teeth. Like, it's a big responsibility, so no. I am not getting another one. My mom always says, like, getting a second dog isn't just like adding on a little, it's like adding on triple, even though it's double. I don't know, that's like mom math for me, and she was like, just don't do it. So I'm not doing it. I just don't have the capacity, honestly, but I would, obviously I would love to have more dogs. Anyway, I could seriously talk about Mrs. Effie all day long, but I will leave it there. If any of you are watching and you are in the middle of thinking like there's no end in sight and like it's always gonna be this hard, because I know that so many people reach out to me and ask me for advice with, you know, the dogs that they've adopted. I promise you it will get easier, and it does just take time, but feel free to send me a message on Instagram or email me. I always try to get back to people when it's to do with dog assistance, even though I don't really know everything, obviously, but I've just been there, so I understand. Oops, I moved my tripod. And it is such an amazing thing to do, is adopt a dog. And by the way, not every dog that gets adopted from abroad is this nervous. I think Effie was just a bit of a special case. And people always ask me if I got another dog, would I adopt? Yes, I would. There are so many doggies that need homes, so adopt, don't shop. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out Talescom, and if you want your dog's dinner dance to feature in their campaign, then check out the description box for more details.